Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to another video. Today, I'm saying today, but across the next kind of 7 days, I'm going to be setting up a test campaign. Me and my team invested $6,000 into Alex Hormozy, and instead of getting some secret ingredient, some secret sauce, we just got told to do more, which, when you peel it back, it's right. Like, just do more. We were running 6 different ad variations, so it was 6 hooks, 1 body, 1 CTA, and Hormozy basically said that we should be doing more. So now we're going to run 15 hooks, 2 bodies, and 3 CTAs, which works out to 90 ad variations. And this ad variation, like all of these ad variations, are just so we can get our winners and then go and create high production ads based on the data we get back off them. So I am, across the next kind of week or so, going to document not only me setting them up so you guys can see how I set them up, but also as well how I'm reading the data, why I'm making the changes that I'm changing, and in short, the results that we get off the back of them as well. So first things first, we need to create a new campaign. I do kind of already have one here, but I'll just create it for the video purposes as brand new. We want a traffic campaign. We're going to go manual, only manual. We don't want recommended. Manual traffic campaign. Great. So I'm going to call this, we're just coming to September now, so I'm going to go magnet funnel, let's just go 1.1.5, just so we don't get confused. And then I'm going to go September, if I can type, September 25. Nice. Ad set budget, yep. Next. Now we need to create our ad set. We're going to drive all of the traffic. I'm just going to call this broad entrepreneurship 1.0, and then we're going to direct everything towards our Instagram account. Yeah, we don't want to drive anyone to a website, to any message destinations. We're just going to drive them to the IG account, because that's how I'm running my campaigns. Right, daily budget. I'm going to set this to 32. So we're going to be spending £40 per day, which works out to something like $54, $53 per day, to give you guys context. But 80% of our budget needs to go towards completely new audiences, so we can get data off of people that have never seen who I am. I'm going to show you how I can make sure that it's people that have never seen me before later on. Just in the creation of this ad set when I set up the audience. And then £8 of our budget will go into a retargeting campaign, which I will also show you how I'm going to set up. So £32 is going to be on this broad entrepreneurship. Then none of this really matters, because we're just going to press launch. Right, audience controls. So we want to switch to an original audience, use original audience, so that Advantage Plus and Meta don't have control over where our budget's actually going. We want to be in full control of every single penny that is going out. We want to make sure that we have control of where it's going. Now we're going to go into use save audience, because I've already got it. Christos Gabriel ads. Let's make sure this is the right one. No, this is a retargeting campaign, so we don't want that. Probably should have named these slightly differently. Christos, right, broad entrepreneurship. So what we can see up here is that I'm excluding anybody that has engaged with my Instagram in the last 180 days. The location that I want to hit is UK, US, and the age is 20 to 35, because these are the type of guys that I'm working with. I'm predominantly male. I've also, as you can see here, I've got interests, content marketing, coaching, lead generation, entrepreneurship, social media marketing, or business. These are interests of the people that qualify for my offer. So anybody that's engaging with other content like this, anybody that shows interest towards these topics within their socials, like within their activity, they're going to see my ad. And these are the guys that I want to see my ad, right? And also, as well, as you can see, Advantage Plus is off. Placements, manual placements. Again, we don't want Advantage Plus to decide where our budget's putting our ads. Whenever I'm on Instagram, where do I spend the most time? First of all, I have a Facebook account, but I haven't opened it in forever. So definitely not going to run my ads to there, because if I'm not there, more often than not, other people like me aren't going to be there. So I'm not going to run it to Facebook. So we turn everything off in feed.
It looks like you haven't set up any smart home accessories. You can connect.
Sharp Siri. Instagram stories, Instagram reels, yes. And everything else can get turned off. Like I said, when I'm on Instagram, where do I spend my most time? If I'm not putting content out, if I'm consuming, where am I? I'm in the stories tab, I'm in the reels tab. So more often than not, other people like me are going to be there too. So I only want to place my ads where I'm going to get the best results. And for me, in my niche, this is where my ICP spend their time on IG. Yeah? Because I was once my own ICP. So we also have a pretty strong indicator that that's where we should be pushing things. Right, now that we've set everything up, in regards to the ad set, now we actually have to put the ads out. So this is a little bit time consuming. So what I'm going to do is probably pause this and show you guys. Actually, no, I'm going to do one. I'm going to do one. So I'm going to go hook 1, body 1, CTA 1. Because that's what it is. Use existing post. No, we want to create an ad. Single image, multi-advertisers turned off. Set up creative video ad. Now, I would recommend highly, before going and doing any of this, make sure all of your ads are uploaded, because uploading to Meta for some reason takes really long. So as you can see here, I've got hook 1, body 1, CTA 1. Same here, hook 2, hook 5, hook 13, hook 3, etc. These are the same body, the same CTA, but different hook variations, because another thing that Hormozy said is that 80% of your time should go into the first 3 seconds of your advertisement or your reels. The hooks and the variations in the hooks, in what we say, in how we visually present it, could literally be the difference between somebody watching our video and not. So why would we not put all of our time and energy and effort into creating the best possible hooks, or as many different variations of hooks, at least to test and get data to see what's working with our ICP? So that's exactly what I'm going to do. In the first 3 days, I'm going to be testing 15 hooks with the same body and the same CTA. Then I will take winners from those hooks, and I will apply them now to new bodies. So let's say my 2 winners or my 3 winners. I can see within 3 days' time very quickly which hooks are working better than others. So I will turn everything off that isn't working, leave the 2 or 3 that are working, and then retest those with new bodies. So is the CTA I'm running, the body that I'm running now, performing better than the other body that I have recorded? Well, then let's test it. You know, now we know our hooks resonating and landing. Let's test the middle part, the body, the juice, the juiciness. You know, once we test that and we get data, we'll see which body performs the best with the best performing hooks. And then I've got 3 different variations of CTAs. They're all pretty much the same thing, but their word is slightly different, they're edited slightly different, etc. So we have to test, we have to get data, and I can run this in a week. So 90 different ads are going to go out, and the return that I get for that is a shitload of data on what resonates most with my ICP. Probably going to get some leads come through the door. Well, not probably. I will get leads come through the door, which then my setting team will go in and just hammer on my account. And we're good to go. And then at the end of it, I have data that shows me this is the type of ads that I need to create more of. So then I'll go again. Based on the results that I get, I'm going to create more of these and test more of these with the winners and then some other ones. And then again, and again, and again. And it's constantly just evolving and doing more. For any of you guys that follow Hormozy, I don't know, recently, obviously, his book launch, I must have seen 15, 20 different ads. And of course, I don't have the budget that Hormozy has, but he's practicing what he's preaching. And I mean, he went on to do 140 million on the book launch. Like, it's not a joke. So primary text here, I'm going to put, because I'm waffling a little bit, redeem your 20-minute training video. Redeem your 20-minute training video on my account. I'm throwing a little cheeky emoji because that's a bit of me. Peace. Redeem your 20-minute training video on my account. Yep, okay, cool. Done. Right, so I can see now the preview of my ad here. looking nice, looking tidy. It's not being covered by any of the stuff up the top and down the bottom. So it's clearly visible to everybody. I know my audio's good. I know the shot's good. It's not a crazy ad, but it's set up, it's shot, it's edited, and we're going to go and get data. Now, one thing that I will do, just to make everybody's lives easier, now that I'm here, there's not anything else that I need to do. Like my ad set up, I've got my text, I've got my creative, my multi-advertisers isn't on, and I've got my name. What I will now do is I'm going to go and duplicate this so I don't have to do everything all over again, and just duplicate it for every single other video. So there's 14 other hooks that I'm testing. Duplicate, and then you're going to see they're all going to come up here now. Yeah? What I just need to do is just go in, change the name. Why is that one done that? I'm going to leave this at the top just because it's going to look cleaner for me and it's going to be easier for me to see. So all I need to do is change the name and change the creative. Really, really simple. It's slightly time consuming, but it is what it is, right? Change video, and then now because it's hook 2, body 1, CTA 1, I'm going to go hook 2, body 1, CTA 1, and click this one and continue. Right, I'll touch base with you guys once I've filled all of these out and I go to set up my retargeting campaign. Peace. Yo people, right, all of this stuff is done now. As you can see, I've got hook 1 through 15 with body 1 and CTA 1 all the way through. All of my ads are now uploaded, and this took me a little while. So to save us having to do this whole process again, what I do now is, because I'm running the same creatives, I just duplicate the ad set. I'm going to keep it in the same campaign, and I only want one copy. Easy, easy. And look, all of the creatives have just been duplicated exactly how I already done them. But now I want to go back in and just edit this. So I'm not going to go broad entrepreneurship. I'm going to go retargeting, retargeting 1.0. And I can't spell, apparently. Thank you. Spell correct. So the only thing now that we need to change, because I want the placement to be the same, but I just want it to reach different people. So I'm just going to change my saved audience to my retargeting audience. So now I'm only going to hit people that have engaged with me in the last 180 days in the UK and US between the ages of 20 and 35 that are men, and Advantage Plus is turned off. It's really like that's it. It's really that simple. The placements, as you can see, are exactly the same. All of the ads are exactly the same. Everything is the same. All I've done is change the name and just change the people that it's hitting. Okay? Nice and simple. Now, I have 30 ads here in 2 different ad sets that are ready to rock and roll. Actually, you know what? Good thing I remembered. Not everything is exactly the same because I'm spending less of my budget here. So if we have a look on the broad, entrepreneurship 32. So I can hit new audiences. For the people that already know who I am, I'm only spending 8. Okay, so the £40 per day still stands, and the $55, whatever you want to call it, but they're being separated 80-20. 80 to cold new audiences, and 20 to the guys that have already known who I am, who have liked, commented, saved, whatever on my account. They are now going to get hit with these ads, but I've got less budget behind them because they already know who I am. And for me to grow and to go to the next level, I need to reach new audiences, right? I can publish everything. Publish. So now we'll see that there's 21 things that need to go into publishing, and I can just press go. Right, ad sets, GMS, no, turn that off, publish. Yep, and we are good to fucking go. You see here at the bottom, publishing 30 of 36. So I'm just going to wait for this to be done, and then I'm just going to go over and double check that everything is right. So we can see here very clearly, £32 per day and £8 per day. These are inactive because they still haven't gone live. So if I click on both of these and come across to ads, you'll see that all of them are processing. Yeah, this will just take some time. One ad wasn't published because of errors. View details. Which ad? New traffic ad. Yeah, that's fine. So that was the test one that was in the draft from before. So I'm going to leave this now for a couple of days. I will come back to you guys once I have some data to show you what's going on, how I read the data, what adjustments and changes I make based on the data that I've received. And then I'll show you what I'm going to test with my new bodies, how that looks, and then again for the CTAs. And by the end of the week, by the end of this video, it's not going to be a week for you guys, but by the end of the week for me, I'm going to have enough data to know what creatives to go and shoot based on the data that I've received. So yeah, I'll check in with you guys in a couple of days. Peace. Yo guys, just quickly, I wanted to show you this just for a little bit of proof of concept more so than anything. When I finished wrapping up earlier, I played a game of paddle with my friends. I had lunch. I had to pick up my baby sister from college. I did a few bits, right? I haven't really been at my laptop today. I haven't had that much work. Just to show you guys that from the minute that I launched the ads, within 2 hours, I have 2 qualified leads booked in. If you can see, I don't know if you can see. I'm gonna have to blur out their names and stuff anyway, but there's 2 qualified leads that are booked in less than like 6 hours of turning the ads on. This shit works, bro. And this is still the test, right? I'm just trying to get data, and 2 calls have been booked in. So, yeah, I mean, one of the calls is tomorrow, and I'm pretty confident that we're going to collect some cash. I will let you guys know when we do. Vamos. Literally, just now, you can see. Can you see? Another appointment has been booked in for Friday. So all in all, the opportunity value based on today's work and the calls that have been booked in, the opportunity value is worth £15,000 to £30,000, not dollars, £15,000 to £30,000 to me and my business. 3 booked calls with 3 qualified prospects. Let's fucking go. Yo boys, as you can see, this stuff works. If you're interested in finding out as to how me and my team could potentially help you to get results similar to this, you'll see further on in this video the cash that we've actually collected off of the results from this campaign itself in 1 week. There's the first link in the description which books in with me, where we can see if there's room for us to work together and we can get things cracking. So if you are ready to go to the next fucking level and you're interested in finding out how we could help, like I said, first link in the description, and I'll speak to you on the other side. For now, enjoy the rest of the video. Vamos. Yo guys, welcome back. We have had a couple of days now to test, so I wanted to jump on here and just show you guys exactly where it is that we're at. So as of right now, we can see that our average cost per result is around 20p, which isn't bad. We spent just shy of 120 English pounds, and in exchange we've had 600 profile visits and 40 follows. This gives me a cost per follower of about £3, which I'm very okay with, considering this is just a test budget as well. So let's go more specifically. Obviously these numbers don't just give us they're just giving us everything, not which ads creatives are working the best on what campaign with what ad set, etc. So if I open up ad sets now, we can see that obviously our retargeting campaign is getting a lot less spent on it. Therefore, the results are, to be fair, not that much different. But there's a lot more budget that's gone into them. The retargeting has generated us from the profile visits 6 follows, and the entrepreneurship has got us 34 follows. So first, let's open up the retargeting campaign and see, not the campaign, sorry, ad set, and see which ads are performing the best. I have already highlighted some of them from yesterday, and I'm assuming they're going to be the same ones. Yeah. So as we can see, we've got two here, one with 11p cost per result, one with 9. They've got a decent amount of impressions and profile visits, and then also as well, these ones are converting followers. So these are the two, hook 1 and hook 3, that moving forwards I will be testing. So in the meantime, I'm going to turn all of these off. Right, guys, I've now turned everything off. I did actually leave 7 on because even though it hasn't got us any actual follows, it's spending relatively well, and also the call out, I actually like it. So I know the data doesn't necessarily frame it as the strongest, but having 3 different ads running, and only having these 3 now will get more spend through them, let's say, and we'll get a clear understanding whether this 31 profile visits, because look, it's actually got more profile visits than this one, but this one's converted 2 more people, so we know that's a little bit stronger. It's also got a lower cost per result as well. So I'm just going to run this again with the new bodies when we start testing them again. But for now, everything else is turned off, just like that. No if, buts. The data is very, very clear and obvious, and switching everything off and putting all of the budget into the stuff that's working. Okay, so this is for the retargeting campaign. That's done. Now I'm going to go back towards the broad entrepreneurship campaign and see how we're getting on. Again, I think there's going to be highlights in here. No? Okay. I did highlight the best performing ones yesterday and go through them, and I thought it would show up. But as we can see here, very quickly, 5 follows from this, hook 7, which is one of the ones that is working over there as well. So we've got hook 7, we've got 136 and 13 follows. There's hook 5. How's hook 1 performing over here? Oh, interesting. No. Oh, wow. But it's got 2 follows with 5 profile visits. I'm gonna leave that one as well. Right, guys, I have now got the 4 that I'm gonna stay with. So the data quite clearly and obviously shows me that hook 3, hook 7, and hook 5 are performing the best. I have a bit of a soft spot for hook 1, purely because it's got 5 profile visits with 2 follows, but also the fact that the call out is coaches making 10 to 15k per month, which is my ICP, which is also one of the winners from the retargeting campaign. So it's not going to be any more editing for my team. There's not more stuff for us to do. It's just leaving this on again with a new body and seeing if that resonates and hits a little bit harder. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn everything that's not working off. Right, so now we've got everything turned off that we don't want to have running. So I can now go and tell my editing team that I need to have hooks 1, 3, 5, 7, and 1, 3, 7. Interesting. That is interesting. So only hooks 1, 3, 5, and 7 across both different ad sets are performing the best. Okay, so now we know which hooks are working the best. What we're going to do now is we're going to get them edited with the new body. So we're going to be testing the bodies that are already on now, but then also another body which has already been edited. It's already been shot, everything's done, and we just need to connect the hooks to it and launch them. So I'm not going to do that on this video because I need to go and download the new videos, the new ads, and then upload them, and it's just a long time consuming thing that you guys don't need to see. But yeah, once that's done, I will let you guys know, and yeah, we'll come back and touch base again with the new lot of data moving into our final test for the CTAs. Also, one little side note, I jumped in and I showed you guys that there was a couple of calls booked in. I have some positive news. Me and the team have cash collected 5,000 from the time when this has gone live, and yeah, we're booking in calls left, right, and centre. The setting team is doing their job. I'm posting consistent content on socials, so everything is starting to come into play now, and it's a compounding game. I found that with this funnel, with the way that we've set this up, the more you do, the more value you put out, the more you provide, the more attention you get, the more opportunities you get to nurture. the more people you convert, the more sales you close. It is really that simple. It is just a numbers game. So yeah, we keep it stepping, we keep it moving, and I'll touch base with you guys in a couple of days when I've ran the body test. Love. Yes, people, it is officially a week since we launched everything. So I am here for the last segment of this test, effectively. Wanted to show you guys the results that we've got over the last week, what that's meant for me in the biz, and yeah, the steps that I'm going to take today. So I have some data to show me which bodies are the winners. I've left the bodies to run a little bit longer just because I didn't like the way that they were spending to start off with. I wanted to get accurate data. And the CTAs that we've got are very similar. So I'm actually not going to include that in this test right now, purely because the CTA we're running people towards, it's not as strong as I want it to be. So right now, what I'm directing people towards is a free training. Probably my next video like this, I'm going to show you the next test that I do, where instead of running people to my account, I'm going to run them straight into a DM campaign where they can reply instantly. I can start a conversation with them and send them the free training that way. And then the setting team can come in and do what they need to do, start the conversations and get us in the door. So straight off the bat, we can see that in the last, I've got here obviously 8 days, but that's including today, but I'm going to turn things off today. But in the week, basically, since we've launched, we've managed to get 1,392 profile visits. And from that, we've got 81 follows. Oh, that is 81 leads. That's great. But we need to now understand exactly where those leads are coming from, what creatives they're coming from, and how many of them are new leads, you know? So not people that have already seen my content, but from the broad entrepreneurship campaign that we're testing, how many of them have come from there? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Magnet Funnel, go to my ad sets, and we can see that 68 of the follows have come from the broad entrepreneurship, which is expected, obviously, because we've got a higher budget behind it. And then from the retargeting, we're converting more people across to the account based on what we've actually spent. Like the amount, the difference is huge. And we're still only like 300 and something off, with 14 follows. So I'm happy with how this looks. We've reached a good amount of people. And yeah, now let's go in and see how our bodies have performed. First, let's go into the broad entrepreneurship, because if I remember correctly, we're running more creatives on here. Ads, let's have a look. So these are the creatives that have been running. Now, we're going to get mixed data because obviously the body 2s haven't been running for as long. So I'm going to change this to the last 3 days. Let's say. Update. Lovely stuff. So straight off the back, I can see this one's got results, this one's got results, this one's got results, this one kind of got results, and this one. Let's have a look at the follows. So we have a clear winner in hook 1 and body 1. Sorry, no, this is hook 5, body 1. So that's staying on for sure because it's got the most profile visits, and in the last 3 days, it's generated me 17 follows. So that's good. This isn't going anywhere. Hook 1, body 1, in the last 3 days, it's got us 4 follows from 18 visits, and it's got a 22 pence cost, which is actually one of the lowest, which is also good. So we can also see that, again, body 1 is performing really nicely, and hook 1 is one of the obviously better performing hooks, and it's proving itself again with the results that have come over here. 38, hook 7. So this hasn't had nothing. Body 1, interesting. Again, body 1 with 7 follows, hook 3. And if we look at the visits that we've got in comparison to hook 3 on body 2, there is absolutely no comparison. So straight off the back, there's only one follow that's come off from what I'm aware. So hook 2 has generated 2 follows. So instantly, I know that hook 2 is not performing anywhere near as well as hook 1. So I'm just going to turn all of them off. No hesitation, being ruthless. And I'm just going to run with these. Okay? And then also we can go a little bit deeper and say that hook 1, okay, 4 from that. Nothing hook 7, hook 3. Interesting. So hook 5 and hook 3 are performing the best over here with bodies 1. I'm just going to make a note of that. Now let's go over to our retargeting campaign. Now, a lot of the guys that we're reaching in here probably already follow me. So we're expecting less follows, of course. But it's still good for us to see the data. So hook 7, body 1, isn't really performing too well. Hook 1, body 1 is performing nicely. So what we can see here is that this hook is resonating with people that are more warm towards me. So, okay, hook 3, body 1, has only had 1 profile visit on the retargeting. Interesting. So to new audiences, hook 3 is actually a winner. But to a warm audience that already is aware of who I am, it isn't a winner. So we're going to turn that off. Now we're coming to body 2. Interesting. We've got hook 7, which was a winner over there with body 2. We've got 1 follow. Hook 1, 2 follows. And hook 3, again, isn't performing well with the retargeting. Turn that off. Interesting. Interesting stuff. So, what this is proving to us is that the data is just not wrong. The data's not wrong. So, as much as we may have feelings and emotions attached to certain creatives, we can't complain with the data. What we can see here is that hook 3 with the warm audiences, it's not performing as well as it is to the cold audiences. Whereas if we look at hook 1, which wasn't performing too well with a low spend, is converting 2 follows in the last couple of days with 21 visits and a 13 pence cost per profile visit. And this is actually body 2 as well. So again, we can see that body 2 here is actually outperforming body 1, other than with hook 1. So I'm going to turn this off and leave these 2. So what I can take away from this is body 2 is social proof driven. Instead of me talking about my mechanism, I'm talking about my client. So to somebody that's already warm, to somebody who already has seen my stuff, we can see that showing social proof, because we've already got their attention one way or another, but showing them social proof is performing better than talking about my thing. But on the entrepreneurship ad set, talking about my thing is better than the social proof. Interesting. Something that we can take into consideration when creating campaigns. Moving forwards, do we have different creatives for the retargeting than we would for the broad entrepreneurship? I think the data clearly states that that's what we need to do. So that's what I'm going to do. Today on my to-do list is script new ads with the hooks and the bodies and the performances that I've got. So that's what I'm going to do. The hooks, the data that I've got off the hooks that work best for the broad entrepreneurship, I'm going to run those, more variations of those, to the broad entrepreneurship campaign. For my retargeting campaign, I'm going to run more of the ones that perform well for the retargeting campaign with the hooks and the bodies. And then I will enter another phase of the test, testing the CTA, whether direct DM, so like swipe up and reply, is working better than come across my account and do X, Y, Z. It's all good showing you guys numbers on a screen and how many people we've reached and whatever, but what does this actually mean for the business? In the last week, we have generated 1,392 profile visits and 81 follows. But have we actually collected any cash? The answer to that is yes. We are now at the 10th of September when I'm filming this video, and this month, so far, we have closed £10,000 worth of deals, which is around $13.5 thousand. 7.5k of that being cash collected in the bank. We are fully on track to hit 30k this month, which was our goal, and we just need to do this again, twice, for this month to hit our targets. So proof that this test isn't just getting us data, but it's actually closing us clients. We're getting the people that we need onto the account. We're nurturing them through our content, and we're converting them through the DM frameworks and sales call frameworks that we've got in place. I don't really know what else to say, guys. This is how I am getting the data that I need to get to run creatives that actually make me money. If you're interested in finding out how we could potentially help you to do this for your business, hit the first link in the description. If you're not at the stage right now where you're willing to invest into yourself and into your business, you can watch the free training video, which is going to be popping up any second now. And yeah, make sure you subscribe. Turn the bell notification on so you get notified every time I release a video. In the next video, I'm going to be doing something slightly different, which I'm going to be copying Iman Gadzi and his ad strategy right now. So you're not going to want to miss that one. For you guys that are ready to make a step forwards and are interested in finding out how me and my team can help you to get results like these two, like I said, first link in the description. If not, I'll see you guys soon. See you guys at the top. Peace and love always in all ways. Let's go get it. Vamos.